Welcome to the Konglish Talk podcast, a chill talk show brought to you by some States girl and Korean guy living in Korea. My name is Leah.
And I'm Diaz. And today's topic is slangs.
Slangs!
You've been waiting for this, right?
Yes, I've been waiting for a long time because I like this topic.
Don't forget to follow us and set the alarm. You guys can find us on the Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, Anchor, Popbang, and YouTube.
Yeah. So the first part that we're going to be talking about is going to be American slangs specifically, because slangs are very different depending on where you live. And that's the same thing in America. I'll be introducing some slang terms that I personally use a lot and slang terms that I see on the internet. So one of the first things that I love, and I use this all the time in my real life, is cringe.
Cringe?
Cringe. So cringe describes the face that you make whenever you're in pain or reacting to something that is weird or that... Okay, so this is the kind of face. So this is cringe. So it's like when something happens online and it makes your face kind of just like, it's like a frown when you make this face. That's cringe. So somebody can be cringy. You can react to something that's cringe. Yeah, so for example, if you see somebody who is, I don't know, dressed really, really out of place, or they look really, really strange on the street, and they are acting in a way that's not normal, you would probably say, oh, that's really cringy.
Like a guy who read that One Piece in a funeral.
Maybe. Oh, yeah. Yeah, like, ooh, that's cringe. Yeah, it's pretty lighthearted, so you can use it for anything, except maybe a really serious situation, you probably wouldn't use cringe, but you would definitely use cringe for, like, a lighter kind of situation.
Yeah?
Yeah. And then another thing that we use a lot, if somebody's complaining about something or somebody's telling a story and you want to say like, oh, I understand. You can say that, like, oh, I understand that. But like the biggest thing that we say mostly is I feel you or I got you.
Yeah, I got you.
So yeah, whenever somebody says something that you relate to, you can just say, oh, I feel you. I got you. The next thing that is also my favorite, that we use on the internet all the time is you need to touch grass. That's like my favorite thing. So you would say this to somebody who spends all of their time online. They don't really go outside post-COVID, or pre-COVID. Pre-COVID. They don't go outside. They spend all their time on the internet, so they don't really know reality. They don't really know how to act in social situations.
Yeah.
So we would tell them, you really need to go touch grass. Like, go outside, get some fresh air. I don't know, look at the news for a moment, like something like that. So touch grass is like my favorite thing.
I think it doesn't only happen in this state. I think it happens to worldwide. And talk about the Korean situation. Like a lot of our mom says to us, like 나가서 놀아라 이 새끼야, joke like that. Like go out and play you idiot, or like.
So the next thing that's like, this is a really common one, very easy. When you're asking someone how you're doing, you can say, how are you doing? But the most fluent way to say it is, what's up?
What's up?
Yeah, what's up? Or what up? Or something like that. Really casual, how are you doing? You would say this to somebody like every day as like a greeting. Like, what's up? Oh, yeah. My cat died. Oh, that's pretty cringe. By the way, please don't, if somebody says their cat or their grandma died, please don't say that's cringe. So the next thing that we say a lot is I'm addicted to or I'm obsessed with. So you can say this about something or someone that you really like or about something that you're doing. So you can say, oh, I'm obsessed with YouTube. Which is true. I watch YouTube like every single day. So it's something that you do a lot, all the time. You can say, I'm addicted to, or I'm obsessed with. I mean, you can hear this in a lot of English songs. You say, oh, I'm addicted to you, or something like that. What I just did was kind of cringe, but that's what I mean.
Yeah.
So then the next thing, okay. In English, we really like to say fuck. So we have a lot of variations of fuck in English.
Yeah, whenever I tell to my Korean friends about the English slangs 101, fuck is the first thing we always have to say.
So welcome to the variations of fuck. So I'm going to introduce one that I use all the time, which is fuck me. Now, I don't mean fuck me as in you're asking somebody to fuck you, although you could do that. I'm talking about, like, this is something that is in the non-sexual way. This is more of, like, a frustration that you experience when something bad has happened to you. So, for example, you got a parking ticket. Fuck me. You're in traffic. Fuck me. Like, that's how you would say it. And depending on how frustrated you are, I mean, you can just add different stuff like, fuck me raw, dude. Fuck me. Like that. Mm-hmm. Okay, so the next thing that I think you use all the time, actually, fucked up. I just fucked up. I just got fucked.
Yeah, I really use that a lot.
You say that all the time. So that's when you make a mistake. Oh, I just fucked myself. Like, when you made something harder on you than it needs to be. For example, you have an essay that would be maybe 2 weeks to do, and for a week I'm putting it off and I'm doing something else. And then, you know, those final 4 days come, and I barely have anything written, but I have to do it all at once. Oh, I just fucked myself. So you can say that, and then you can also say, you got me fucked up. Yeah. So that's kind of like, you can say this in a positive way, or you can say it in a negative way. It just kind of depends on the situation. For example, in the positive way, if somebody says something that's really funny, or there's a really funny situation and you're laughing a lot, you can say, you got me fucked up. Or if somebody tells you a story that's unbelievable or like really outrageous and funny, you can just say, you got me fucked up. Anytime something outrageous happens, something out of the normal, you can say, you got me fucked up.
Or when you play games and your team is really shitting. Or like, I got fucked up with my teammate.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you're on that Discord call or whatever, and you're like, guys, you got me fucked up right now.
Yeah, agreed.
And then another thing you can say is, fuck that. Or if you want to use the lighter version, you can say, screw that. So this is kind of a response to someone expressing a negative story or situation, and this would be your response to it. So you could say, for example, if somebody's telling you something bad that happened to them, like, I was late getting paid by my job 3 times already. And you can say, screw that, or you can say, fuck that. Like, you need to say something to your manager. Mm-hmm. We can express frustration for somebody in that way. Mm-hmm. Like, fuck that. The next thing you can also say, this is also a really light, frustrated way to say that, to express that you're mad. You can say, I'm pissed off.
Yeah, we always use that too, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so some people could say, oh, I'm really fucking mad. Someone could express it that way. I'm pissed off is a little lighter.
It's a little bit mild version of fucked up, right?
Right, exactly. That's the word I was looking for. More mild version of fuck that, basically. Or I'm fucking mad. Yeah, you can just say, I'm pissed off. So the next thing, this is actually a newer one that came from online. I think this came from Among Us. The slang that kind of came from that is sus. That's really sus. And now a lot of people are using that internet slang in real life too now. Mm-hmm. So that is basically short for suspicious or suspicion. Mm-hmm. We say that when we're suspicious of a person or a situation. You could also use the term sketch or sketchy. Mm-hmm. It's the same thing. Mm-hmm. So then the next thing is for real, or is this real life? And this is a response to somebody who has told you something shocking, or it can be a response to something really shocking that happened to you. Like, for example, okay, true story, like a couple weeks ago. So one of the big culture shocks that I faced being in Korea is or at least in Seoul, is the driving. Now, I know that in Busan, the driving is worse. The driving is way worse. But
well, you know what? If you ask to the taxi driver in Busan that I need to be in hurry, then he will take you to any place.
He will Grand Theft Auto that shit. GTA.
It's more than that.
Yeah, it's...
He just teleport. He just use teleport. You'll just need 15 minutes.
Exactly. Now, in Korea, a lot of cars will drive right in the crosswalk, even if you're walking. Dude, I literally almost got hit by a car. And that's not the first time that's happened to me here in Seoul, but it's the first time a car touched me, for sure.
Welcome to Korea. You can just touch cars and bikes everywhere.
Yeah, so when that happened, I was like, for real? Is this real life? Like, I really thought that. I was like, is this real life? Like, that person literally didn't care. I could have, like, I don't even know. But yeah, that was scary. I don't know why that happens here. I don't know why that happens here. But yeah, you can just say for real. So like in that case, you could say for real. Yeah. That, unfortunately, was real life. So sad. So, like, the next thing that you can say whenever you're leaving a room, or you're leaving your workplace or something, you can say, I'm dipping out, I'm heading out, or I'm out of here. So, that's just another way to announce that you're leaving. So, like, whenever I'm at work, as soon as 6 o'clock hits, I'm out, I'm dipping, I'm out of here. You can say that. Another kind of term that people use is when you really want to say something, but you keep yourself from doing so. So maybe it's a rude remark that kind of came up in your head, or maybe you want to say something because you're so angry, but you hold it in. You can say you're biting your tongue. Or
when you have an idea, but you cannot say this properly or like that.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, a lot of times you're just like, oh, I really wanted to tell my boss to go fuck themselves, but I had to bite my tongue because I don't want to get fired. And that brings me into the next one is go fuck yourself. So, so this is a really rude thing that you can say to somebody, like to their face, or you can say it in response, like in a third person response. So if DS was telling me some story about how, I don't know, a story about like his employer or his friend or something that did something rude to him, my response could be, well, he can go fuck himself, or they can go fuck themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, obviously, you can say that to somebody's face. If they do something to you, or say something rude to you, that can kind of be another way of, like, leave me alone. It's kind of wishing somebody does something bad to themselves. Like, go fuck yourself. So, we kind of use that.
And talking about the go fuck yourself, whenever I hear the word go fuck yourself, I just say that, I'm gonna jerk off so.
You can just, you say, I'm gonna go jerk off?
Yeah.
Oh my god, yeah, like, that's, okay, so that's another thing is, like, if something happens, like, for example, if you say something awkward, maybe you're in, like, a group of friends and you say something that's kind of awkward or cringe, and everybody in the group kind of gets quiet because of something you said, and they're like, ooh, that's really creepy. Like, and you feel that you made that situation, you can say, alright, I'm just gonna go fuck myself then, like, yeah.
So, where's my tissue, huh?
Yes, exactly. So you can say it like that. And then the last kind of thing that I wrote down, and there's obviously so many slang terms, but another thing, and I think that this applies to Korea, at least pre-COVID, when people were out a lot more and drinking at bars and things like that. When somebody's really, really drunk, we would say shit-faced. Yeah. And we can say this in a way of like, wow, we can use it as a description. So if somebody's really drunk on the street, like falling over everywhere, throwing up or something crazy like that, we can say, wow, they're really shit-faced.
Yeah.
People can also say that before they go drinking, when you're on your way to the bar with your friends, you could say, oh, let's get shit-faced or something like that.
Okay, we're gonna get some rest and we're gonna come back at the chapter 2.